this, how to work with this data set. So if you want to work with this data set in your Google Colab notebook, you'll first have to download it. Okay. You have to download.
Just one small checkup, Muskan. I just want to make sure the meeting is being recorded now.
The meeting is being recorded.
Thank you.
So this is the data set. You can read about what are the things here: age, sex, BMI, children, smoker, region, and charges. Okay, click on this download option, this black option that you see. Okay, once you click on it, it will start downloading that data set for you. Okay, for example, for me, it is downloaded here. Similarly, I want all of you to download the data set. A zip file will be downloaded. Let me know once you are done with this. In case you have any doubts, let me know that as well. Downloaded. Okay. So once you click on that folder that has downloaded, it will have something called as insurance data. You can click on that folder in your file explorer and you will get the data. Okay. So I'll show you how the data looks for us. I have opened the data for me. This is the data. It has age, sex, BMI, children, smoker, region, and charges. Okay, so this data we are going to export. Okay, it will not be downloaded in HTML format. It will be downloaded as a zip file. आप यहाँ पे see, you have to click here. I'll show you again on the screen. You have to click here, okay, on download option. Once you start downloading, you will see here, if you see, .zip file is being downloaded for me. You have to log in to download it, guys. If you are not logging in, then it will get HTML file. You need to log in. Please log in and then download it. Okay. For people who have downloaded it, can you please see the data once before we start working on it? And let me know. I'm monitoring the chat in case you have any doubts. Done, everybody? Anyone has any doubts? You need to log in. Take it down. It will download the zip file. Once you open the zip file, you will see a CSV file inside that. Open the zip folder that you have. I hope everybody has opened it. Once you open the folder, it will have a CSV file. Yes, insurance file is there. Okay. So I'm going to use the insurance file now. I'm coming back to my Google Colab notebook. Now here carefully how we have to do this. Okay. So to get this notebook, we have to open this notebook, right? And work with it on Python. So first you will have to upload upload this file. So click on here, you can see the files option. In the left corner, files option, click here, okay? Here you'll have to upload the file. I'll show you how. You will have this option, upload to session storage. Everybody needs to click on this. Now, wherever you have stored the file, for example, I took this file from here and stored it on my desktop, insurance file. Yeah. So I stored it on my desktop. Just click on that and it will give you a warning. Click OK. And insurance file you can see is there in your files now. Okay. So what you need to do is once you have downloaded the file, the zip file, you can copy the insurance.csv file and paste it on your desktop so that you can open it, so that you can upload it for your session clearly. Okay. Any doubts here? Anyone not able to upload? Please don't upload the zip file. It will not work. Please upload the insurance.csv file here. If you have uploaded, can you write yes in the chat? Good. Good. Okay. You need to click here, click on this button and upload the data. Okay. Now, finally, we have uploaded the data. Now it's time to open the data. Okay. So you need to see what's inside the data here. Okay. So what is a business case, business problem here? So what we are trying to do is we are going to check the customer charges for some insurance company based on some variables like age, BMI, sex, do they smoke or not. Okay, so that the company, for whatever company you are working, can decide how much they charge people correctly. Okay, now to open the data set, I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to work with pandas. Okay, so you need to import pandas here. Generally, when you have to work with something, okay, whenever you have to work with a Python library, you need to import that library. Okay, so I am going to write import. Name of my library is Pandas. Pandas is a beautiful library that we use for data cleaning, data transformation, and so on. Okay, we'll talk about pandas a lot in this session because it will be used. So import pandas. Now I'm going to give it a small alias. What is an alias? Alias is like a nickname. For example, uh, if your name is Rajesh, people may call you Raj. Okay. If your name is Samantha, people may call you Sam. Similarly, what you need to do is you need to import pandas and give it an alias. Why? Because we are going to use this name, this shortcut wala name, instead of this whole name. Okay, whenever we need to use any pandas method, instead of writing pandas dot something, we will be writing pd. I'll show you one small example. Please bear with me. Now, the file that you have here is a CSV file. Okay, CSV file means comma separated values. The values that whatever values you have, they will be separated by comma. Okay. Yeah, this is the business case, Rahul. That's correct. Now, how to open this file? Listen to me carefully. I will use pandas. Okay. So I will write PD because I don't want to write the whole name. I want to call it by this nickname or short name. That's PD. We have read CSV method here with which you can read any CSV file. Okay. Now I wrote bd.readCSV. Read CSV is for reading the CSV file. Now, here I will use quotation marks. Quotation marks I will use. I'll tell you why. Okay? Now, go with your insurance.csv file. Click on these three dots. There's this option of copy path. In between these two quotation marks, paste your path. That's it. Okay? And once you have done all of this, you just assign this to a variable. That is X. So I used pd.readCSV to read the CSV file. This is the address. I have to tell the address, right? Where you have to read the file from. I am going to put it in quotation marks. Why? Because it's necessary to do that. It's a rule. It's a syntax that you have to follow. Once I have written all of this, I am assigning this to a variable. Why I am doing that? I'll show you that also. I will be printing out X to see if X has the content of that file with me or not. Now, I'm going to run this cell and you can see easily that all the columns that were there are now in my Google Colab notebook. I read this with the help of pandas. Everybody, did you get how we are doing this? I'll give you 1 minute. First, try it out. In case you have any doubt, I'll help you. If you need to make a new code cell, right? Either you can click here. Okay, you can click here. It will make new code cells for you. Or there's a shortcut of Control plus MB. Okay? Everybody, please open the file and see if you are able to do it. Clear? Everybody is able to do? I don't know. I don't need import cell at the moment. Okay. Anyone has any issues? Anyone who's not able to read the file? You use pd.readcsv method. Here's the address that you need to copy for the path and put it inside quotation marks. Okay. Assign it to a new variable and print it. So now what you are seeing here is few values from the notebook. Okay. Now for like right now, if you can see there are around 1300 rows and 7 columns. So seeing a lot of data is not possible for us. Okay. So what I'm going to do is for now, I'm going to see few values. For example, I want to see the top 5 values. Okay. So in order to see the top 5 values of my file, I will use dot head method. Okay. Now what this head method does? Head method shows you the top 5 values. So now you can see age, sex, BMI, children, smoker, region, and charges for the top 5 values. Okay. In case, suppose you don't want to see the top 5 values, you want to see top 10 values. So inside those bracket that you have, you can write the number 10. So it will show you the top 10 values. So what should be clear by now? If you leave the bracket empty, how many values it will show you? Can you answer? If you leave the bracket empty, by default, how many values it shows you? 5. Okay. If you want any other number, you write it inside the bracket. Okay. So head gives you the top 5 values. Okay. Top say 5 values. Similarly, in pandas, you also have the option of tail. So all of us know that head is at the top. So can you guess what tail will do? Think about it. Head is at the top, tail is at the bottom. Yes, tail is going to give you the last 5 values. Okay, so if I write here x dot tail 5, 5 so I don't need to write x dot tail if I write only. So you can see last 5 values are printed out. So these are index 133, 1334, 1335. These are the index. Okay. Index starts from 0 and there are total 1338 rows. So 1337 tak it will go. Now, similarly, if you want to see the bottom 10 values, you need to write a number here that I want to see the 10 values. Okay, I'll give you a minute. Please try head and tail both. And if you are done, you can write Y in the chat so that I can answer if you have any other questions. Okay. So now you know how to get values from the top. You know how to get values from the end. But if I want to get 5 random values, do you know what we can do for that? Anyone has any idea? Okay, I'll tell you. You need to use sample. If I use x dot sample here and I say 10, so it will pick up randomly any 10 values. So you can see this index, right? This is the index. It is not continuous. It is picking any 10 values that you want to see. Okay. Similarly, if I just use x.sample, it will just give me one value. By default, it gives you one value. If you want more than one value, for example, I want 5 values, random index pair. It's not at a particular index, it is at the random places. So you can use x.sample 5. So sample does what? It gives you randomly selected rows. So how many of you are clear with the difference between head, tail, and sample? If you are clear, you can write C. That means I'm clear. Okay. Randomly selected के लिए use sample. For top 5 or top 10, use head. For bottom 5 or bottom 10, use tail. Now, we are going to dive deeper into our data set. So this is our data set. We have stored it in X. Okay. Now, to get some information about my data set, I have a method called .info method. Now see what does info does. Info method by default gives you some very great insights for your data. Okay. So first of all, it is telling you the columns. These are the columns: age, sex, BMI, children, smoker, region, charges. What is the count? In each of this column, we have 1338 non-null values. Basically, that means that there are no null values in our database. Okay. What is the data type? Data type means what is the type of data that this column is storing. Age is integer. Integer matlab basic integers, 1, 2, 3, 4 and all. Sex is an object. Whatever you are seeing here, it's an object. Don't need to worry about object for now. We'll come to that later. BMI is float. What does float mean? Float means, if you can see here, float means decimal values. So if you are seeing decimal values, that means it is a float. So integers are values that do not have decimals. Normal 1, 2, 3, -100, -900. Simple. Float are the values that have decimal. It can be both positive or negative. So we have few data types that we talked about. Okay. So what does info method do? Info method returns information about the data frame. ठीक है? Including कि आपका data type क्या है, how many non-null values are there, things like that. I hope that's clear. Integers already integers जो आपके हैं ना numbers ही होते हैं, they are not decimals. Okay, integers are numbers. And by default, if you can see age and 38, 19, 24, these are all numbers. Changing the data type is possible, but for this data set, you don't need it. Okay. So by looking at this data, we can see that we have 7 columns. You can also read here, total 7 columns. How many entries we have? 1338 entries. This is the indexing. It starts from 0, goes to 1337. Then you have no missing values in the data frame and you can see all the counts, etc. Simple. Done. Now, let's see what are the columns we have. So let's see what are the columns we have. So for checking the columns, write the name of your variable x dot columns. So for example, you want to see whatever names you have. I'm going to use dot columns here. You can see age, sex, BMI, children, smoker, region, and charges. These are the columns that you have. Simple. Whoever is PK, I don't know whatever your name is. It is already a whole number. It's not a decimal or anything. It's all positive whole number. I don't need to change it. Simple. Okay. So you now have the column names as well. Okay. Now Coming to a very interesting part, one of my favorite methods, and I think you will also enjoy this. It is called as describe method. Now, x dot describe. Listen and see on the screen very carefully. So, till now, whatever you have done, you have seen ki data mein whatever is there, how many columns are there, non-null values are there. Now we are going to get into the statistical analysis. Okay. So here you will see the columns: age, BMI, children, and charges. Why you are seeing only these columns? Because इसी में ही numbers stored हैं. बाकी में you are seeing text and all. You don't need text here. Statistical analysis you do for these data. So you can see age में there is 1338 values, BMI में इतनी values हैं, children में इतनी. Now, if you want to calculate the mean of the age, mean निकालना है आपको age का, that is the average. You can just write describe method and it will automatically give you the mean value. So by looking at this data, you can see that age जो आपके पास values हैं, the mean of that entire column is 39.2. Okay. Charges का mean क्या है? 13270. Similarly, what is the minimum age? 18 is the minimum age. Maximum is 64. Minimum BMI is this. Okay. Maximum is this. Minimum children. For example, somebody has 0 children, so they have written 0. Maximum children a family has is 5. Okay. Minimum charges is 1121. Maximum is this. So by just writing this certain method, you get so much information about your data. I like you cannot even comprehend it at by just looking at it. Okay. So df.describe क्या करता है आपका? It generates descriptive statistics for you. You get numeric data के लिए all the statistical analysis. So I know that many of you may not be aware about this. How many of you are aware about what this is telling you? How many of you are aware about this? 25, 50, and 75. If you are not, can you write N? If you are, can you write Y? If most of you are not, I will give you a chance to do that. Okay. Now, coming to this particular thing. This is your box plot ke quartiles. I'll tell you how it works. There's a beautiful link from Byju's. I will suggest in future if you want to use it, please use box plot. Okay. So now what is box plot? You must have seen this diagram somewhere. Like it's very famous in Power BI, Tableau. You call it a box plot. Okay. So how is 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile calculated? You call this as 25 percentile, 50th percentile, and 75 percentile. So how is this calculated? I'll tell you that. Now, we have a small example here. For example, this is your data. ये आपके पास data है. इसमें क्या है? 23, 42, 12, 10, 15, 14, and 9. Okay. So इस data को first of all, similarly, you can think of it कि Excel में भी जो आपके पास data है ऐसा ही है. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to first arrange the given data in ascending order. So basically 9 will come first, 10, फिर 12, फिर 14, फिर 15, फिर 23, and then 42. Then what you need to do is for finding the 50th percentile, जिसको हम अगर बहुत easy शब्द में बोलें, if you want to talk about it in very layman language, 50th percentile is nothing but your median. Okay, median क्या होता है? Does anyone know about median? You must have studied about mean, median, mode in your 9th, 10th, before that also. How many of you are aware about median? Median basically means the middle value. Whatever is the middle value of your data set, that is the median. ठीक है? तो जो आप 50th percentile देख रहे हो इधर, वो आपकी middle value है. आप जब whatever data you had in age, when you arranged it, when you sorted it in ascending order, whatever comes in the middle, that is 50th percentile. For age, that is 39. For BMI, that was 30.400. For children, it was 1. For charges, it was this. Are you guys clear with 50th percentile? How it is calculated for these columns? Everybody? Hopefully you are. We'll talk about 25 and 75th only once we are clear with 50th percentile. Okay, guys. Now, what is 25th percentile? If you're not clear with 50th, don't worry, you will be clear now. Once you have arranged this data, whatever is in the center, so you can see 14 is in the center, that is your 50th percentile, या फिर जिसको हम बोलते हैं Q2. You can either call it what? You can either call it 50th percentile slash Q2. Simple. Similarly, अब हमको 25th percentile निकालनी है. We have to calculate 25th percentile slash Q1. Let's talk about it. How is that calculated? So, to calculate the 25th percentile, you have to think of one second. To calculate a 25th percentile, what you have to do is you have to see the median. आपको पता है median is 14. Everybody knows median is 14. Leave this median aside. Whatever is in front of the median, whatever is the middle value of these three data points, that will be your 25th percentile. 25th percentile का मतलब क्या है आपका? Q1, ठीक है? Q1, how is it calculated? Once you have calculated the median, whatever is in the left hand side of the median, whatever is the middle value of that data, that is your 25th percentile or first quartile or Q1. Similarly, Q3 क्या होता है? Q3 or 75th percentile is calculated when you are in the right hand side of the median. Whatever is the middle value of these three data points, that is your 75th percentile. Okay? So this is how you calculate it. Now let me show you one small example. What is Q1? Q1 is this. Agar if you see a box plot, Q1 is this line in the box plot. What does this indicate? Very important point. What does this indicate? It indicates that इस वाली value के left hand side 25% of the values lies. And इस वाली value के right hand side the rest 75% value lies. So what you are trying to say here is that if 10 is my Q1, 10 के left hand side में 25% data है and 10 के right hand side में बाकी 75% data है. Okay, so this is the 25th percentile and the 75th percentile. So once you look at this data, by looking at this, you will see, acha 27 is my 25th percentile or Q1. So what does this mean? That the rest 75% of the data is after 27 and 25% of the data is before 27. How many of you got this? अभी 75th पे आते हैं. 75th वाला क्या करता है? अगर आपको एक समझ नहीं आया, दूसरा समझने की प्लीज ट्राई इट बिकॉज बोथ ऑफ देम आर रिलेटेड एनीवे. 75th विल टेल यू कि 51 जो आपका डेटा है, राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस इज वेयर 51 लाइज. वन सेकेंड. ओके, दिस इज योर डेटा. 51 आपका यहाँ पे लाई कर रहा है. So what it is telling you? It is telling you that 75% of my data is before 51. मतलब 51 के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में मेरा 75% of the data है and the rest 25% is after this. One second, guys. हाँ, let me share again. I hope you're clear. This shows that 51 के left hand side में I have 75% of my data and 51 के right hand side में left over 25% data is there. Clear everyone with this? अभी भी किसी को डाउट है? Yes, Rahul, that's correct. I hope this is clear. Very simple data. Okay. 25th का मतलब क्या है? 27 के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में 25% डेटा है एंड 27 के राइट हैंड साइड में द रेस्ट 75% ऑफ डेटा इज देयर. दिस इज द मीडियन. मीडियन मीन्स, अगर आप यहाँ भी देखो, अगर हम यहाँ भी देखें सिंपल, मीडियन मीन्स कि 50% डेटा 14 के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में है, 50% डेटा 14 के राइट हैंड साइड में. वेरी इजी. अंडरस्टूड नाउ? Anyone has any doubts? Good. So I hope this is clear. Okay. So this is basic statistical analysis that you do with Python. Okay. And you can use the describe method for this. You can easily see that minimum age is 18, maximum age is 64 here. The values of age, you can also see that maximum charge that you are seeing is this. Minimum is this. Okay. Simple. Let's move forward. Okay. Now, we did some basic analysis अभी तक और कुछ नहीं किया है. Now let's talk about another library that we can use. Okay. So pandas we use for seeing the data. Data read करने के लिए थोड़ा सा आपको statistical analysis के लिए. In case you had some null values too, तो आप pandas you could have used for data cleaning too. But right now we don't have any null values or any values that feel out of range or something. Okay. Now, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use Matplotlib. I'll tell you what does this mean. So, matplotlib.pyplot. What is this? So, pyplot is a submodule. इसके अंदर एक submodule है pyplot, and उसको I have given an alias of plt. This particular thing that you have imported now, this will be used for your visualization. Spelling. Visualizations. Okay, so whatever you are importing now, you are going to use it for visualizations. I have written it on in the same line in which I have imported pandas. If you don't want to go above, you can also import it here. आप matplotlib यहाँ भी import कर सकते हो. You can also import matplotlib here. It's up to you. But in general way, we import all the libraries together that we are using. Because this is a CSV file. Rohan has asked that we are not using pd.dataframe. pd.dataframe is used for creating a data frame. Okay. For example, if you have a dictionary with you and you want to create a data frame out of it, आपको थोड़ा table बनाना है. You already have data with you, and that is already in rows and column format. You need to read the file, right? तो read करने के लिए you don't need a data frame method. Data frame method is used to create the data frame. Here you don't need anything, you just need to read the file. That is why you are using read.csv method, read underscore csv. Okay, so please, once you have imported, please run this block. Okay, you need to run this cell. In case you are importing it here, run the cell. I'll tell you why it's important, but please run it. Everybody has done it? ठीक है. Anyone, any doubt? Good. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Once, if you want to see the age of people, if I use X age, so let's see what it will give me. X आपका data है, ठीक है? एज जो है आपका कॉलम है. सो इफ यू वांट टू गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर कॉलम, you need to write that name of that column inside square brackets. Simple. I hope this is clear. अगर आपको कोई column use करना है, you have to first write the name of the variable in which you have stored the data. Okay. उसके बाद in the square brackets the name of the column. So now what we are going to do is we are going to make some visuals. Before starting that, I want you to go to W3 schools. I'll show you why. Hmm. Hmm. So in case somebody wants to come back and revise, please use W3 schools. That is why I'm also sharing the link with you. I'll also come back to this point, but first let's start. Okay. So Matplotlib gives you the option of creating a lot of things. For example, bars, histograms, etc. Okay. So let's try making a histogram first. Okay. हम पहले क्या try कर रहे हैं histogram बनाने का. So how to make it? I'll show you that also. So coming back to this point, this page, to make a histogram, आप लिखोगे plt.hist. Hist is short for histogram. ठीक है. plt.hist लिखा आपने. Now आपको किसका histogram बनाना है? I want to make for age. I'll tell you what histogram does, but first make it. Age का बनाना है. And to see the visual, I have to use show. To see the visual, I have to use show. Now wait for it. Okay. Now, this, whatever you are seeing on this board, this is a histogram. Okay. You may not be very clear what is histogram. So what is a histogram? Histogram basically divides your data into categories. For example, if you have this data, yeah, you have data जिसमें you have height of people. So there are two people from 140 to 145 centimeter, five people from this centimeter, and so on. So they have divided the data into category 140 to 145, 145 to 150, 151 to 156, and so on. ऐसी categories we have made. And for each of these categories, for 140 to 145, you have one bar. For 145 to 150, you have another bar. For 151 to 156, you have another bar. So what we are checking? You can check the frequency of anything. Frequency means how many times something is coming. So if you want to check the frequency of your data, कि 140 से 145 I have two people, 145 से 150 I have five people, 151 से 156 I have 15 people, you can check that with what? You can check it with histogram. Histogram gives you the opportunity to check the frequency of something, how many times something is coming. You have some ranges. आपके पास कुछ ranges होते हैं. उन ranges के अंदर कि 140 से 145 के अंदर how many people are there? 145 से 150 के अंदर how many people are there? ठीक है. So histogram is generally used for making frequency, for showing you the data in particular range. तो अभी what you are seeing is you are seeing this data. आप देख रहे हो 18 से start हो रहा है and यहाँ पे आपके पास एक clear picture नहीं है. I'll show you why it's not there. But you can see that 18 से I guess 25 के बीच में we have maximum people. Okay. Similarly, if you see here, you can see that most of the people are around 170 height. So by making a histogram, what you can see is you can see how many people fall under which category. Okay. So I have made a small histogram यहाँ पे. Now whatever you are seeing here, ये आपके जो आप जो bars देख रहे हो इनको हम बोलते हैं bins. You call them bins in the histogram जो graph में आप देख रहे हो. Now what I want you to do is I want you to increase the number of bins. ठीक है. आपको bins का number increase करना है. I will give you a chance to do it by yourself. आप देख सकते हो मैं जहाँ पे बिन्स लिख रही हूँ गूगल कोलैब इज ऑल्सो हेल्पिंग मी बट आई वॉन्ट यू टू ट्राई इट बाय योरसेल्फ. You can use Google, guys. It's totally fine if you want to use a search browser. You can use any of the search browser, but I just want you to check how you can do this. If any one of you is done, let me know. Now see, I have done bins is equals to 15. Now let's see what happens. So the number of bins increased. It does not really look good. I am not able to see the frequency. Let's make it a little lower. Bins is equals to 5. Let's see what happens. So now you can see कि bins का जो category है उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा people that you have are around 18 to 25. Okay. So this is a very simple visual that we have made. Okay. Very, very simple. So you can increase the size of bins, you can decrease it, you can see which one feels the best for you, and accordingly you can make it. If somebody asks you in which age range we have the least values, can you answer by looking at this? In which age range we have the least values? You can look at it and say something around 35. Right? 35 होगा यहाँ पे. Around 35 to 40 के बीच में you have the least number of values. Simple. Anybody, any doubt? Good. Okay. Now what is a thing? Matplotlib जो है ना थोड़ा सा I'll say Seaborn से थोड़ा सा आसान है. Seaborn is another visualization library and Seaborn is majorly used for more advanced visuals. Okay. So you can make a lot of stuff with Matplotlib. I won't deny it. आप बहुत easily बहुत सारा stuff बना सकते हो. ठीक है. अभी let's try with some other. This is a histogram we made. ठीक है. अब let's do BMI का. BMI का histogram बना के देखते हैं. You can copy the same thing here. Instead of age, I need BMI. अब let's see कि in which BMI most of the people lie. So most of the people you can see lie around 30 to 35 BMI. Okay, there are very less number of people who have above 50 BMI. Okay, so you can check a lot of stuff. आप किसी भी values के लिए you can make these things. Simple. Okay, now I want to go to pie chart. ठीक है, but pie chart में I will give you a small homework that you can do by yourself, but I'll anyways show you how to do it. थोड़ा सा hint I'll give you. Okay, so let me tell you how a pie chart works. Okay, pie chart बनाने के लिए आपको use करना होता है plt.py. plt.py. Pie stands for pie chart. Okay, so for example, I want to see smoker. Smoker कितने लोग हैं? So I will use X smoker. Smoker is the name of my column. Dot value counts. Do you know about value counts? I'll tell you what it means. And I'll again use plt dot show for seeing the values. Wait for it. It will take a little time to run. Now, you have blue here and orange here. ठीक है? But this is not very clear, right? कि blue क्या define कर रहा है, orange क्या define कर रहा है. Okay, so in case you want to show कि labels क्या रखने हैं, अभी smoker में no and yes के हिसाब से we have a pie chart ready, but we do need to see this, right? कि this is apples, this is date, this is cherries, this is banana. So you have to give labels. Okay. So how to give that? Labels बनाने के लिए you can make another variable. A. For example, I'm making A. ठीक है? And I can just write the labels here. No and yes. Simple. ये मेरे labels हैं. No है and yes. Okay. Now, what do you need to do is once you are showing these values to your यहाँ पे नहीं, इसको ऊपर बनाएंगे, इसके ऊपर बनाएंगे. I'll tell you why. यहाँ पे बनाएंगे. ठीक है. So once you have done this, you have to also specify कि मुझे लेबल डालना है. यहाँ पे लेबल डालना है. ठीक है. तो लेबल डालने के लिए you have another parameter called as labels and you will say A. So what it will do is it will tell you कि this blue is for no and this orange is for yes. ओके. सो यू एडेड अ लेबल. आप इसमें अपने हिसाब से भी डाल सकते हो. नॉन स्मोकर, इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी दैट यू हैव टू फॉलो व्हाट आई हैव डन. यस इज अ स्मोकर. Simple. Labels we added. Any doubts here? Let me add few more things for you. How many of you are able to make the pie chart? हाँ, I'll show you value count क्यों यूज किया है. वैल्यू काउंट इसलिए यूज किया है क्योंकि स्मोकर एंड नॉन स्मोकर जो कॉलम है, इफ यू सी स्मोकर एंड नॉन स्मोकर, दिस कॉलम हैज नो एंड यस इनसाइड इट. ओके. इस कॉलम में सिर्फ नो एंड यस है अंदर. तो यू नीड टू काउंट कितने नोज हैं. यू नीड टू काउंट हाउ मेनी नोज आर देयर एंड हाउ मेनी येसेस आर देयर. ठीक है. यू नीड टू काउंट बोथ ऑफ दीज. सो टू काउंट द वैल्यूज कि नो इज दिस मच, yes is this much, I have used value count. ओके. बिकॉज यू नीड टू काउंट राइट कि कितनी वैल्यूज नो की हैं. नो की मेरे पास 20 वैल्यूज हैं, यस की 5 वैल्यूज हैं. तो फॉर काउंटिंग दैट आई एम यूजिंग वैल्यू काउंट. ओके. वन मोर थिंग. plt.legend जो आपका होता है, लीजेंड बोलते हैं कुछ लोग. व्हाट इट डज इज, ये आपका आई थिंक वंस यू सी यू विल बी क्लियर. दिस थिंग जो आपका ब्लू इज शोइंग दिस, ऑरेंज इज शोइंग दिस, दिस इज एडेड. ओके. इसकी पोजिशनिंग आप चेंज कर सकते हो. देयर आर मल्टीपल थिंग्स दैट यू कैन डू. आई विल शो यू. पोजिशनिंग के लिए, पोजिशन करने के लिए यहाँ पे लेजेंड जो है, सी, let's see how it is done. For plt.legend positioning, see, I'll tell you one very important thing. Once you're going to work in an industry, make a search browser your friend, because most of the times you may not know how to do something, and it's very important to utilize these things. Okay. It's not a shame, because if you ask any person who is working as a data analyst or SD, not everybody can remember 1,000 lines of code. Okay. So feel free to use the search browser. It's very important to learn the art of doing search. So pyplot.legend से आपको पता चल गया कि आपको क्या मिलता है. ठीक है. नाउ देयर आर मल्टीपल थिंग्स जहाँ पे जैसे शैडो है, मार्कर स्केल है, नम पॉइंट्स है, फॉन्ट साइज है. देयर आर मल्टीपल थिंग्स दैट यू कैन डू. ओके. आपके ऊपर है आपको क्या यूज करना है, कहाँ पे करना है. अब अगर आप देखो यहाँ पे लोकेशन आ रही है, तो अगर मेरे को लोकेशन चेंज करनी है, आई विल गो हियर इन माय गूगल कोलैब नोटबुक. आई विल राइट log is equals to अपर राइट. अपर राइट में मेरे को चाहिए, बस इतना चेंज कर रही हूँ मैं. ये यहाँ आ गया. ठीक है. I'll send you this link in case you want to change the font, color, etc. You can do it later on and make your notebook more visually appealing. Simple. ठीक है. Now, coming back to my histogram, till now you have seen beautiful things. ओके आपने बहुत अच्छी अच्छी चीजें देख ली हैं अब तक. अभी what we need to do is we need to make it more clear to the user कि what this is telling me. So for example, I want to give a title. I will write plt.title that this is my age distribution. ठीक है. If I want to get a what do you call label for the x-axis, I will have to use plt.xlabel. See, these things are not necessary. It's not like a code will not work without them. Okay. Why I'm doing it in the end? Because it's for customizing your visual. Okay. plt.label, plt.ylabel. ylabel में आपका frequency है. Okay. Now I'll run this. So I have x label. X label में now you will see age coming here, frequency coming here, and age distribution coming here. ठीक है. There are multiple things that you can do. You can change the font color, font size, a lot of things. But it's just for customization purpose. Now this visual is more meaningful than this visual because you can understand. अच्छा यहाँ पे age है, यहाँ पे frequency है, यहाँ पे age distribution है. Here you cannot see कि अच्छा BMI है, यहाँ पे क्या है, what is the title. Everything is missing. ठीक है. There are multiple things that are missing. Simple. Got it? Can you guys first do this customization to the visuals? I'll take your doubts after that. Whatever visuals you have made, please customize them. One more minute, please do.
Muskan, I think there's a member question. Is it possible to read the data from a link rather than downloading it into a CSV format on a real-time basis?
Yeah, you can read it from links too. There are methods for that too. I'll not be able
That,
to cover that in the class today because it's a little out of bound for beginners, but there are.
yeah, Muskan, thank you for keeping it very beginner friendly because I know you have to deal with people at different levels, right? From the beginners, some people, only few people have experience with this stuff. So thank you for really keeping it at a very basic level today.
Thank you. Okay, I'll answer a few more doubts. Somebody asked me that how to show numbers inside pie chart. I'll do it for you. Everybody else, anything that you feel that is not clear with what I have taught till now, I'll help you out there. ठीक है. चलो coming back to this. So what is, for example, for pie chart, generally what you do is you have the option of uh, seeing the percentage, because pie chart is used for distribution of categories. You want to see how many people are non-smokers, how many are female, how many are male. Okay. So if you want to do this, there's another parameter that you can use. It is auto PCT, short for auto percentage. वो अपना percentage, it will calculate and put it. Now, what is this? Come here. Now, what it is showing is that if you want to calculate something, right? 0.1f is showing you that after the point, please put one decimal value. Okay. After the point, please put one decimal value. This is the percentage symbol that is coming here. So 0.1f modulo. This is, sorry, percentage. This is showing you that we want rounded out to one decimal place. This modulo and this modulo, it's basically showing you can add any value here. If anyone has worked with wildcard before, this they will know what this stand for. But if you don't know about it, please leave it for now. Again, want to make it beginner friendly, but in case people have doubt, I am more than happy to do it for you. Okay, simple. Mod 0.1f, it shows that it is rounded off to one place. Done. आई होप आपने इस वाले BMI वाले चार्ट पे भी बहुत सारा कस्टमाइजेशन करा है सबने. ठीक है. I hope we are clear. I have given you a very, very simple yet basic overview. If you change the value smoker and non-smoker, the values will kind of change अगर आप data में change करो. ठीक है. Now, I want to show you one thing with Seaborn. Okay. Any doubts you guys have? आप बार के साथ भी ऐसा कर सकते हो. बार के साथ भी ऐसा parameters हैं. There are multiple parameters that you can work with. Now I want to show you few things with Seaborn. एक ही दिखाऊंगी चलो, because we are running out of time, but it's fine. So Seaborn is again used for visualization, but it's more of advanced library. थोड़ा सा जो आपका current status पे जो आपने किया है, what you have learned in Matplotlib, it's a basic visualization. But if you want to do advanced visualization, you can do that with Seaborn. ठीक है? Advanced visualization के लिए. Now, let's talk about Seaborn and let's make a visual with it. Okay, so we understand that our data is, not missing any values. It's good. Okay, whenever you want to analyze your data, it's a beautiful choice to pick up visualization tools. Why? Because you must have heard this quote, and I'll repeat it: a picture is worth 1,000 words. When you show somebody like this and when you tell them 80% non-smoker and 20% smoker hai, there's a difference. Okay, most people are likely to remember this thing rather than just seeing the data. So what we are going to make, we are going to make a histogram plot again, and I'll tell you how to make it. So I will write SNS, that is short for Seaborn, dot hist plot. Hist plot means histogram plot. Okay. For what I want to make. I want to make for age. Now I'll tell you one more thing. You can use x dot age here. I'll tell you if it works and why it will work. Okay. SNS dot hist plot x dot age I have written. Similarly, आपके पास जो भी आपने title यहाँ पे लिखे हैं, you can pick that up. I'll copy this title for you. PLT वाले title ही copy कर दें. Simple. ठीक है. Now, very, very, very easily see the difference between both of them. PLT dot show करके करते हैं. So you can see it's more visually appealing. I'll straight away ask you, you like this visual better or do you like this visual better? First or second? This is the second. That one is first. Second, ठीक है? Why? Because it's more advanced, it's more clearer, more beautiful. थोड़ा सा इसके functionalities are more advanced. Okay. Similarly, you can change. अभी इसी चीज में ही I'll show you how to change different things. I will change the size of title to 15. ठीक है? I will change the size of X label to 12. I will change the size of Y label to 12 again. Okay. Better. Simple. ठीक है? One more thing I want to add is plt.grid. देख के ही आप समझ जाओगे कि what it is doing. So you have this grid with you now. ठीक है? If you want to add it, add it. If you don't want to add it, remove it. Don't write plt.grid. This rectangular brackets that you're seeing is grid. Okay, now by looking at it, you can see that most of your customers are around 18 to 20 years old. Okay, the least one is around 40, 38 ke 40 ke beech mein we have. Okay, again, you can change the number of bins if you want. It's up to you. अगर आपको bins change करने हैं, very simple. Similarly, coming here, sns.hisplot we've made. पीएलटी जो है ना, पीएलटी आपकी लेबलिंग एंड ऑल के लिए यूज हो रहा है. ठीक है? आप बना इसके साथ ही रहो. दिस इज योर विजुअल हियर. दिस इज यू कस्टमाइजिंग योर विजुअल. ओके, सो यू आर यूजिंग पीएलटी फॉर कस्टमाइजेशन हियर, नॉट फॉर मेकिंग. अगर आप plt.hist करोगे, आप यहाँ पर आ जाओगे दोबारा. क्लियर? नाउ कमिंग बैक टू दिस पॉइंट. अभी हमने देखा सिंपल ये. अभी मैं इसको x.age से x.bmi कर रही हूँ, जस्ट टू शो यू द डिफरेंस. यहाँ पे BMI distribution I'll add BMI and frequency again. I'm removing the grid for now. अभी थोड़ा सा और customization करते हैं. Okay, I am going to change the color of this. I am going to change the color. I will use color is equals to let's do B. B नहीं, B था brown, green करते हैं. G. Color is equals to G. You have a green visual now. Okay, so you can see that Matplot gives you an option to create a histogram. You can see that Seaborn also gives you the option to create a histogram. You can pick it according to your need. ठीक है? सिंपल. सबको समझ आया? Good. Now, should I give you some questions? Yeah. How plt.py maps a value with labels. If we interchange the labels, आप define कर रहे हो, आप label वो नहीं ले रहा आपके लिए. तो अगर आप label change करोगे, वो अपना values change हो जाएंगे. Labels you are defining, right? You are writing non-smoker, smoker. Pie chart is not doing it for you. If I remove this and I remove this, तो अपने आप वो हट गया. ठीक है? लेबल कुछ है नहीं. ठीक है? You are defining the label here. So if you want to define, please do that. Now, few things I want you to do is, I'll write few questions. Please bear with me. Question 1, आप screenshot ले सकते हो. So, use count plot. Count plot अपने आप count करके plot बनाएगा. Count plot in SNS for sex smoker. बेसिकली आप बार चार्ट बनाओगे कि सेक्स में मतलब सेक्स के हिसाब से कितने लोग हैं, फीमेल कितने हैं, मेल कितने हैं, स्मोकर कितने हैं, नॉन स्मोकर कितने हैं, ठीक है। वन इज दिस। सिमिलरली व्हाट आई वांट यू टू डू इज चिल्ड्रन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, कि कितने लोगों के पास कितने बच्चे हैं। एक, दो, तीन, चार, पाँच, जीरो। हाउ मेनी पीपल हैव हाउ मेनी चिल्ड्रन? जीरो, वन, टू, थ्री, फोर, फाइव, फाइव मैक्स आई रिमेम्बर, ठीक है। स्मोकर एंड सेक्स के लिए आप यहाँ बनाओगे, चिल्ड्रन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आप यहाँ बनाओगे। आई थिंक रीजन भी है हमारे पास। हाँ, रीजन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑल्सो यूल मेक। रीजन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए ऑप्शन 3, रीजन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। सिंपल थर्ड, okay. Regions are southeast, southwest, northeast, I guess. And these three questions you can do. Other things that you can make are customize these visuals that you have created. आपने बार चार्ट बनाया है, सॉरी बार चार्ट नहीं, हिस्टोग्राम बनाया है, पाई चार्ट बनाया है, there are multiple things that you can make. Okay, one more thing, आप बॉक्स प्लॉट भी बना सकते हो if you want. इधर तो नहीं है, बट इफ यू वांट यू कैन ट्राई बॉक्स प्लॉट टू। इट्स बॉक्स प्लॉट, अभी ये जो चीज हमने सीखी थी ये बॉक्स प्लॉट है। यू कैन मेक अ बॉक्स प्लॉट विद पाइथन टू, दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। ओके, दिस इज एन एडिशनल क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन फोर्थ आप डाल सकते हो बॉक्स प्लॉट के लिए। सिंपल, 4 questions you can do. In case anyone has any more doubts, you can ask me. बॉक्स प्लॉट फॉर चार्जेस, इससे हमारी सारी वैल्यूज कवर हो जाएंगी। Okay, I hope the session was good and all of you guys liked it. Beginner friendly. I hope most of the people that used it for the first time, that were beginners, were able to get a grasp of the things. Okay, I'll share this notebook with you. Load notebook. Browse. And I'll share the notebook with you for people who are not clear. Hmm. You can, if you want to save the file, right? आप यहाँ जा सकते हो. I'll show you. File, download, IPYNB and PY. IPYNB generally use होता है with Google Colab. I generally use that. ठीक है? So please keep it handy. Remember, revise it. ठीक है? And if you want to upload it in your Google Drive notebook, save a copy in Drive, etc., you can do that. I will save a copy in my Drive and I'll share the link with you in a minute. Till then, if you have any option, you can any doubt, you can ask me.
Muskan, this is your fresher, Arun. I don't have any doubts, but I have a fun question. May I ask it?
Sure, sure.
So, many people who have been waiting after I wrote the message announcing the product management seminar, sorry, the classes as well. So, when do you think you'll be in a position to share more about it in the special group that was created?
Most probably by next month, I'll probably start. I'm a little busy with work this month, but I'll think of starting it in the next month. But most of my weekend sessions will continue. I'll try to at least take 2 sessions per month for beginners. And
No, no, I
my
meant I was talking about the product. Remember, we talked about the product management 101 class, that one.
yeah, yeah.
So people are waiting to see what dates you'll be announcing in that group. So and what will be the syllabus like, and other things. So we'll touch base on this a little later after the seminar. But I want to make sure that you remember this.
Sure, sure. I'll start on 3rd June with that.
Wow, amazing. Muskan, we made everybody happy. I'll wait for your formal announcement in the group because I know people are hounding me with the messages and mails and what would it be like.
Sure, sure. I'll definitely post about it on LinkedIn and WhatsApp. Guys, 1 second. I'm changing the access of the link. Can you try opening it once again? I have given the access now. It's public. Okay. In case you have doubts, if you are connected with me, you can message me on DM on LinkedIn, or you can WhatsApp if you have my number. And in any of in any scenario, कि Muskan, this is not clear. Whatever we did today, you can ask me in the chat. ठीक है? And please, before leaving, I want to just thank you all for joining the session. Please do give a feedback on the document link that you will receive. And if you have any other suggestions for any other webinars or seminars that you want me to have, you can message me. Okay. I hope all of the beginners were happy and were able to get things done. Sometimes I understand that things may be difficult or hard, but I hope that I made it clear for you, all of you, that is present in the webinar today. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much. Also, I'll be giving one Coursera free to anybody who will be posting their project on LinkedIn and tag me so that I can see. Okay, let me know. I'll message you or I'll just comment you if you win that. Thank you so much. Uh, thank you so much for the warm messages. In case I missed something, I'm sorry for that, and I hope that you understand. Thank you so much. Please take care. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye bye. Thank you. Do leave a feedback on top me. Bye bye. Take care, guys.
Thanks a lot, Muskan. Very insightful. Thank you so much.